Team Dignitas was able to find themselves a victory here over Renegades at the DreamHack Pro Circuit. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. I am Wade Dreadnought Penfold. I will be your host throughout the weekend. And I'm up here with Gibbs and Corelli. Guys, we were torn. We knew that this one was going to be a little bit more competitive. Did it come out to what we expected or what?
I expected a little more out of Renegades. I thought they would show up just a bit more. I felt like there's so much time just available for Dignitas to do whatever they wanted. And when Dignitas has time, we all know that is bad for everyone.
Yeah, as I was watching the game there, that was something I wrote down was it just felt like Dignitas was allowed to do whatever they want. Renegades didn't really put up much of a fight. The casters pointed it out quite a bit. The boost management coming out from Renegades, or maybe the boost starvation from Dignitas, really put a hole in the offense for Renegades, and they were locked in on defense quite a bit.
And I feel like it's important because we don't always get to see OCE be able to perform against others other than within their own region. Where do we feel like that leaves the benchmark going into things like Season 7 Worlds?
So I think with Renegades, they always do extremely well when they have those 3 days of scrims before the World Championship, because every team has always said all right, day 1, they don't look that great, but by day 3, they look like a World Championship team. So maybe here, a lot less scrims, not as much time to adapt, and they weren't ready for it.
Yeah, they're a team that can adapt, and we did see that a little bit in this series going into Game 2. They kind of figured it out, but then after that, the wheels fell off. So for Renegades here, it's about bouncing back after losing this Dignitas game.
Yeah, and it felt like for Dig, once kind of the gate started opening, it started flooding very, very quickly. The goals up on their half. Was there anybody that stood out for Dignitas, that you felt like was putting the rest of the squad in the back or anything here?
I saw Turbo do a lot of great solo plays, just making 2 players from Renegades miss, and then that space opens up, right, where now they have to do the long rotation back, and everyone's available for passing opportunities. But all 3 players saw the time that they had, and they all used it really, really well.
I think you're right. I think it was a good team effort here coming out from Dignitas. So that wasn't always the case here in the last league play from RLCS. So for all 3 players to be playing at their top, this is a good sign for Dignitas.
Yeah, especially when we opened today talking about how, bits and pieces were kind of falling apart for Dig as an entirety over the roster. Now finding ways maybe to glue it back together and make it a bit more cohesive here.
Yeah, but we see with these top 3 plays, we'll see a lot of time for Dignitas. Right there, that was one they probably wanted back, but the next few plays were just oh, look at all of this space. Look at all of that time. And then they set up a 2-man pass and play, or actually a 3-man pass and play there. But again, so much space in that field.
Yeah, and Renegades, again, just with no boost, weren't able to react to a lot of the plays developing from Dignitas. You can see this ball thrown down the field, and there's no one to follow it up. And Dignitas immediately takes advantage. 2 back in net for Renegades. Nobody on the challenge. That's what leads to Dignitas' success here.
The commentators highlighted the breathing room given. We see it within a couple of the replays. And I got to ask you here, Violent Panda, did you feel that kind of room up on the field there? Did you feel like he could do whatever he wanted out there?
I think we did. We had way more passing plays than they should have given us. But in general, yeah, I think they played well and we played well, and it turned out to be in our favor.
Yeah.
So now with that huge upset with Mouse Sports over Vitality, that puts you guys in the opposite group outside of Energy and Vitality. is this going to be an easy day 3 entry for you guys?
I mean, you could say that Vitality maybe played bad, but who knows? Mouse is insane, maybe. Yeah. We don't know, so let's see tomorrow.
And how do you feel about going forward? I mean, obviously, there's a couple more days here. Do you guys feel like the practice that you're going to get tonight and the practice that you got today is going to help you going forward?
I think it will. I think we'll be fine in general. Yeah.
Is there any overarching game plan coming up from you guys, or any maybe team goals that you have in mind when looking at the remainder not only of maybe today, but going into each day here at DreamHack Dallas?
You mean what kind of?
Rather than you going that, there's a certain approach that maybe you would like, or mini game that you go, we feel good, even if we don't walk away with a victory, we go, but this is what we wanted to do to feel like we were improving as a roster.
I don't know. I think we could have played way better than we did in RLCS. Everyone knew that. We showed at the first DreamHack that we could play way better. But I have a feeling we are indeed a LAN team and that we play better at LAN. I feel like sitting next to the other 2 guys than playing at home. So we'll see if it helps this time as well.
Well, you know what? Before we go to a commercial break, I have one last question here, and that is going to be, do you think that you guys got what it takes to win back-to-back DreamHacks here? Do you have it in you?
Yeah, we did it last time, so why not?
Nice.
Confidence here being displayed by Violent Panda himself here. As I said, though, we are going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we got ourselves some more DreamHack Dallas.
to go. Goodbye, baby. Yes, I'm going. Yes, I'm going. Goodbye, baby. Yes, I'm going.
We just got our first glance there of the DreamHack champions within Team Dignitas. But what about the runner-up itself? Something that we will find out here in a minute. Welcome back to the DreamHack Dallas Pro Circuit here. I am your host, Wade Dreadnought Penfold. Up with me here at the desk, I've got myself a Gibbs, I got myself a Corelli. And guys, any remaining thoughts here about Dignitas and Renegades going head-to-head?
Man, Dignitas look pretty strong to go to maybe a potential day 3. They'll probably play Mouse Sports later on in day number 2. And that's a team that I want to see because obviously they took down this Vitality squad.
Yeah, look, you know what? Dignitas were able to play their game and see what happens as a warning to every other team here.
Yeah, it feels like Dignitas, and along with a lot of those big names that we know, anytime we say you aren't playing at their speed, you're giving them too much room, the answer is that they're going to walk away with a nice fatty W, and that's exactly what we got there from Team Dignitas.
Yeah, so now we're going to see Vitality, who is supposed to be the number 1 seed here. They weren't supposed to be shown on stream because we expected them to just stomp everybody, right?
Okay.
So we're not, like, they're not supposed to be here, but now they are.
So let's go ahead and, paint this here. If we expected them to maybe not show up on today's stream because of the results, what's the fork in the road that kind of came to light here over up on that B stream?
It was a mouse.
Mouse?
You're right. It wasn't a fork, it was a mouse.
That's true. It wasn't a fork, it was a mouse. It was very scary, but that's where we'll see Vitality versus Yo. We get Evil Geniuses later versus Uncharted, and that Rogue versus Pink Hair Fan Club, man. I want to see that game so bad. Prime Thunder versus his old team.
Yeah, a lot of really good matchups here, but the one we're about to focus on, Yo and Renault Vitality, like we said, Vitality just had to play Mouse, and they lost in Game 5. Kind of unprecedented here, because Mouse didn't really have a great season. Of course, they didn't do so hot in the promotion relegation tournament either. So now they come in and they beat Vitality.
Hey, man, it's DreamHack, right? That DreamHack magic.
Yeah.
This is what we want to see.
Anything can happen. It was something that we saw, at DreamHack Leipzig, and definitely expect to come to light here. But, looking at this match, we've been talking about Vitality, and understandably so. They are the terror of Europe as it currently stands. But what about Yo? This is a group of squad that, at least from my perspective, I know almost nothing about other than Roldiz, and that is only because of his recent performance. So, can you shed some light there, Corelli?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is kind of a pickup team because we know that Roldiz is on Birds and Bees that just qualified for RLCS. He's just not jumping ship all of a sudden now that he's at DreamHack. But yeah, he's playing with Ajax and Austin, 2 players that have kind of been in that bubble scene. Ajax we've seen a couple times in the rival series on Manhattan. They've done okay throughout the rival series, but this is not a team to frown at. It's a team that they've kind of been in the grind trying to figure out who we're going to team with, who we're going to make it to rival series with, how do we make RLCS. Roldiz has just done that, and maybe his leadership can go a long way here.
I've got to ask, even though they might not be one to maybe scoff at and one that you can't count out, are they big enough to be able to take on the beast known as Renault Vitality? Because it's not like this isn't just like, we're finally testing them against our RLCS. This is a roster that is coming that we have almost nothing but praise to be able to say towards.
I mean, Vitality, they just lost to Mouse, and that was a thrown-together team with speed. He's in the RLCS with 2 rival series players. Very similar to Yo, like maybe just outside rival series, but you have 1 RLCS player with 2 outsiders, like in the rival series bubble. It could happen, man. We just have to see how Vitality plays. Like, I think it's all about double commits on Vitality. As long as they don't do that, these 3 players can beat anyone, but it obviously didn't work earlier.
Yeah, it's a little scary because Yo does have, they could probably have a huge upset here, and I agree that I think it really comes down to, do Vitality make mistakes, and can Yo capitalize? Because they're absolutely good enough to do so, but can they do it at the speed and quality that it demands playing a team like Vitality?
And so I want to go ahead and pose this, and you guys can let me know. It's just, when I look at Vitality and go, I'm going to go ahead and take them down, especially as an underdog roster as maybe we paint Yo here to be, how do you take that out? Because I feel like the first glance, your answer is immediately go, find a way to win the 1v1, dish the ball somewhere else. But you're facing some of the most mechanically good at 1v1s, 2v2s. Their weakest element is 3v3s. And so how do you take that down?
You don't play them in 1v1s, that is for sure. That is the one thing you do not want to do for Team Yo. You want to set up pass and plays and force double commits, right? Throw the ball into that open space where Vitality has 2 players around the area and try and force them both to go for it. You just need high pressure situations to force that to happen.
And I was talking to Ajax before the game, and he goes, if Vitality loses this game, we have to play him on stage. And I was like, hey, man, good luck. He was talking to me about it. There's Roldiz as well. Just made it into the RLCS as well on the North American side. And then on the far side there, Austin. Again, players that have been around the scene for quite a long time in the North American scene, but Roldiz is really the first one to kind of branch out into the RLCS.
And now it's their first time playing on a stage in front of a crowd. Sure, they have nothing to lose, right? They're playing Vitality, the team that's supposed to be the best in the world. And they came in second at DreamHack Leipzig. They're supposed to win this World Championship. Them versus Energy is what everyone wants to see. Well, if they win the series, they play them day 2 tomorrow, the first round game. But players like K-Dop and Fairy Peak, just so much experience. The 1v1 presence of Fairy Peak is insane. Like, that's why you don't want to go into 1v1s, because they have Fairy and Scrub Kill, right? 2 of the best 1v1 players to ever play this game.
And it's scary, you know, again, as Yo, to go up against a team like Vitality. And I think Vitality does come in with a lot of confidence here, knowing that they are touted as the best team here at DreamHack, and they can make an argument for the best team in the world as well. So the expectation is that Vitality wins. So far, though, with the loss to Maus, you start to have some concerns. Is Vitality really going to show up? Can they be upset again by a pickup North American team?
But that's it, right? All the pressure is on Vitality right now. So this is actually probably great for them. Sure, they lost, and that's not what you want to see. But they got so much pressure to just exit day number 1. Day number 2 is not going to get any easier. This is a great World Championship experience, but that's if they win. They still need to win these series.
It's a great point for Yo, because if they lose this match, they're just a flash in the pan. Nobody's going to remember it. It's fine. Nobody expects them to win here. But if they beat Vitality, they go down as legends here at DreamHack Dallas.
Yeah, they absolutely would. I mean, there's so much pressure, as you guys have already painted, sitting on the side of Vitality. And, you know, Maus, though they are a very respectable roster, already find a way to get that upset. I got to go ahead and look at it and just ask, you know, how, with this roster and the struggles that they may potentially show in this series, I just wonder how are they going to be able to break that down and really rip apart the roster of Vitality? Because I'm just sitting here and I already painted it. The 1 versus 1s, they don't seem like it's the case. Then you tell me the other team, they need to have passing plays. I suddenly go, how much time does that take to be able to build up? I'm just really, I feel like I'm grasping at straws here, you know, for anything to find a way to believe in Yo.
You basically have to hope that your 50-50s go well. And again, that's not easy versus Vitality, but force the pressure, force 50-50s when they're on the defensive end, and you might get some balls that squeak out, and then maybe you have an early lead in game number 1. Vitality starts to feel that pressure. They try and do too much, and that's where you capitalize.
I think that if you've seen some of these players play, Ajax is a player who was on Manhattan, who played downfield a lot. I think if you can get him going and have the support of Roll Diz, we saw Birds and Bees this last weekend do so well with Roll Diz in that's second man role, supporting his team up front. If we can get Roll Diz and Ajax going downfield, I think that Yo has a great chance here. But Vitality have to make the mistakes. I firmly believe that Vitality, if they play their game, the perfect game of Rocket League, then there's just no chance for Yo here.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's more interesting considering the fact that though this is a very formidable roster, very few experiences together at a LAN outside of, you know, for instance, our last DreamHack there with Leipzig. But now it is the moment to figure out if they think they have what it takes here. Our predictions. Does Yo have enough to take down the monster of Europe?
So I may have a concussion, but I still cannot pick against Vitality. Vitality is just way too good. There is no way they go home on day number 1. We are expecting to see them in day number 3. Maybe we'll see them play Energy twice. We'll see them on day number 2 and day number 3. I have Vitality go.
Yeah, I also have Vitality. I think you're a bit silly to pick against them right now. And it's nothing against Yo. It's just that Vitality really shouldn't be here. And I think when you have a pickup team from North America, Vitality should beat any pickup team from North America.
Yeah, and to no surprise for everybody at home, I reside on the same side of that battlefield, especially with how, you know, little background we have sitting on the side of Yo. It's hard to look at every ounce of the roster of Vitality and just go, I think David and Goliath might be a little extreme, but it is very, very close to that kind of imagery being painted for this battle.
It comes down to that like Achilles heel, right? Like, can they find it? Like, can find Yo figure it out? They have to do it in a short 5-game series, but it's possible.
It is very, very possible here, but we're going to go ahead and bring in our commentary crew. Excuse me, actually, we're just going to throw it over to our commentary crew. Take it away here, Achieves and Turtle.
Thank you very much, Dreadnought. And actually, Turtle, I'll start you off with a question here. So this is sort of reminiscent of, you know, the ancient times in Rocket League when we would play the grassroots tournaments, and you would be the guy, because that's something you did. You know, you were on the grind, trying to come up through the community, get involved in that higher level of play. That's something a little bit similar to what we have here for Yo. So what was sort of your experience of, all right, I'm looking, let's take your Austin right now. I'm trying to break into the top, or, you know, Ajax, who's been up there before. You run into world-class Renault Vitality.
I mean, back in the day, in the ancient times, I feel like I'm reciting like an old poem right now, but You basically, I mean, you're excited. The only thing you can really gain to gather from this is just experience, especially coming in as the North American pickup team to go against probably debated, literally the #1 team right now in the world. They're just off a loss. Now is the chance for them to prove themselves as individual players.
Well, we're about to get into game number 1, so a chance to prove it. I mean, some good experience definitely on the board for Roldiz, as he will be participating in the RLCS next season. Ajax maybe making a few pushes later on for Rival Series, but Austin, a little bit of the odd guy out here, and we'll see how he performs. And really made a good point. Maybe if you get, you know, Ajax and Roldiz going in that duo, Austin's going to be under pressure in that third-man role to really stop some of the strong clears that Vitality are inevitably going to bring at them. That is something that I will give a ton of credit to Vitality for all season long. They always have strong clears coming off the walls.
I mean, Yo definitely has the individual skill and mechanics to pull something off like this. It just comes down to how they decide to utilize every single player. And if they're organized, being a pickup team, it's so easy just to throw everybody at the ball. But if they can stay organized and still be aggressive, it could be pretty close.
And the desk is right to say all the pressure belongs to Vitality. You saw something very similar at the end of day number 2 with Vitality versus Echo Zulu. It came down to that final game, and that was a one-goal game. So Vitality, they definitely showed that they can bleed, but currently with some pressure here, K-Dop with a little stop and go at the top of the box and easily stopped by Ajax. But you already know, Yo is coming into this one trying their hardest to take down Vitality, because you have, like they said on the desk, nothing to lose.
Right, and if you give Vitality space on the field, which Yo, if they're not aggressive or confident, it's bound to happen. If Vitality get any space, any single one of these players can pull off some incredible 1v1 mechanical skill and really just put it on display.
But throughout the first part of the game, we really haven't seen too much. Finally, a small double commit comes out from Yo, and that allows Vitality to get some more pressure going. Ajax had to pinch that off his own net. And K-Dop trying to get that second touch going, but long clear in from Scrubkilla, set up for both players. K-Dop lets that one go for Fairy Peak, but that'll mean the drive stalls out for Vitality. Scrubkilla sizing up that challenge cleanly through Roldiz. Ajax in charge of a tough clear, puts it on the board for Scrubkilla, and Roldiz takes that away off the back wall. Fairy Peak continuing this pressure for Vitality. But unfortunately, we haven't had as much success in breaking down this Yo squad as you would maybe expect.
They're definitely holding up. It seems like the defensive rotations are there. They're getting solid clears, and just the little patient touch that we just saw even there from Roldiz, the confidence in the way he hits the ball.
Oh, they finally allow a small gap, though. They can't find the touch coming off the second hit here. Roldiz couldn't have Ajax go and get it. Just too tough to make, and K-Dop sitting on it.
And you take your time against Vitality. You think that you can control the ball, but Vitality are always there to make the right decision. Their positioning as individual players and as a team is always on point. So losing challenges is going to be so difficult because you just have to instantly beat whoever Vitality has there to the ball.
Well, we'll see if they get anything post-kickoff. They managed to push the ball onto the half. Can they hold on to it? Pass into the middle. Actually, everybody a little bit sluggish for that. Scrub delaying his challenge, forced Yo to fall off the ball. Roldiz needs help. Nobody there, though, and a free clear for Fairy Peak. Right through one. Also a conveniently timed boost spawn in the corner. Means a steal for Vitality. Out into the middle, though, and a very lax pressure applied there from Vitality. They let that one roll and then just punched it upfield.
Right, and that could be a very big advantage for Yo, is that Vitality might be coming in here not even knowing these players and giving them the respect that they would give any team. And that could be just a great advantage for Yo to take, you know, of that extra space that Vitality are somehow pushing off.
Tipped into the middle, Scrub trying to make the adjustment. Leaves Fairy Peak in a 2-on-1. Pass into the middle. Here comes the demo attempt. They'll force him off the ball. Bump in the middle, and Scrubkilla pushed his teammate out of the own way to make the save. And well done from Vitality. Scrubkilla and Fairy Peak able to buy just enough time for him to make that save. And out into the middle, they're through two. 1-on-1 back the other way, and Vitality quickly shut down. He's out into the middle. Scrubkilla's second opportunity off the mark. K-Dop follows through. One of the most dangerous strikers. Can't force it through the line of Yo. And we approach 60 seconds. Yo still keeping it in a one-goal game, but now it's Vitality playing the long, clear game. Punch it into those corners. Go for the challenges. They actually opened a gap there, but they couldn't convert.
K-Dop playing a little bit more passive here as that third man back. Still giving Yo some space, not too much aggression. They got the 1-0 lead. Doesn't seem like they're really trying too hard to force another mistake, but just keep this lead.
Don't do anything rash with your Vitality, but that might be just what Yo needs to get things going back the other way. We'll see if they can get anything going. Rolled his command in the corner, trying to figure out how to go through Scrub Killer. Well done to get into the middle of that ball and at least stalemate it. Unfortunately, the support from his teammate handed it over to Vitality. But again, there's that lax pressure. Scrub Killer again having to make a tough challenge just to delay Yo's push out of their own half.
It's possible here. They got 13 seconds left on the clock. Got to get a hard clear and try and force a mistake.
Austin, not the best read. They finally got that hard clear, but there's no follow-up. Time wasted. Poor touch from Vitality, though. Austin needs help. Kicked into the side. Roldiz is right there for it. He needs a pass into the middle. Under pressure from Vitality, and they just got it. Almost able onto the lip and in, but not quite.
Kind of reminiscent of the Jimmer almost
Yeah, it
last
was so
second
close.
goal. I believed, man. I believed, but Vitality coming out strong. It seems like they're being a little bit more passive. They don't want to make a mistake. They're just being safe about this. They realize that they're not up against maybe the most dominant team in North America. They're just trying to get through this DreamHack qualifier right now, or not qualifier, tournament.
And here is that goal, just right over the top. Again, they just didn't have that support coming off that back wall. Ajax not able to quite reach it. And really, after that, it was just Vitality allowing so much space. And that is, frankly, to me, actually a little bit concerning. I want to see Vitality come out here in game number 2 and not let off the gas. I think they were so focused to be like, hey, we just lost a mouse. We can't afford to lose again, you know? We have to make sure we come out with a win, and it's allowing Yo off the hook a lot of times, I think.
I definitely think that it was just the first game. Honestly, as this series progresses, Vitality is going to get so much more comfortable. We even saw Scrub Killer earlier giving a little bit of an interesting stare to the camera. I don't know if you picked up on it, but
I did not see it.
It was interesting to say the least. But they're definitely getting more comfortable. And you just want to see Vitality try and take use of all the space. But Yo, I mean, it's still possible.
It is definitely possible. Yo played a pretty good game 1 considering what they were given. And I'm curious to see if Vitality keeps that same level of aggression and maybe Yo is able to break it down, or if you see what you expect and have Vitality to just come out here and destroy them.
Honestly, if I'm Yo, I think my main strategy here would just be to throw yourself at the ball, but just do it organized. I think the faster you can get there and just try and make this Vitality team uncomfortable, the better.
Well, double-edged sword indeed. Vitality, no strangers to speed, and it would definitely be an interesting way, or an interesting game to see it play out. And I would be totally okay with it. But Vitality currently stuck in this Yo corner, trying to figure out a way to get that ball into the middle. This might be what they're looking for. Trying to trap it was K-Dop, but now he's got some space with an air dribble. He's got one into the top, right to Scrub Killer and off the backboard. Unfortunately, the shot accuracy not quite there, and Yo with a chance to clear finally.
Something we've seen so much out of Vitality is the use of these air dribbles and these cross-pitch passes from the sides of the wall. We saw Scrub Killer so many times in league play use the ceiling to get these insane passes, and just the skill from Vitality and being able to utilize every position on the field.
Wonderful demo from K-Dop as he rotated back on the defense, took away any offensive opportunity for Yo. Set one in a contest spot. Vitality currently backed up onto their own half. Top of the box for Austin. Wants 2, it's a stretch, and Scrub Killer says no chance. Takes it away, and time continues to tick.
And Yo still have not put a shot in the back of the net, looking to gain some kind of confidence and just know that it's possible right now to just break this Vitality defense.
But again, I don't feel like Vitality have really, you know, applied as much as you could expect from them.
Right.
Again, it's just slammed into this Yo corner, trying to figure out a way out. It's very reminiscent of the Dignitas Renegades game we just saw. Renegades consistently going into that corner, struggled to get it out. A demo in the backfield of Vitality. Requires Fairy Peak to get back and make a stop. And Yo can't seem to get past this midfield line. So Vitality into the corners. Yo can't get possession on offense. Dead draw, and finally his shot sneaks through for Roldiz. I say they can't get past the midfield line, and the next touch is into the net.
And so much space right here on this cross midfield pass. Roldiz has nobody contesting him. Everything is just out there. So much time. puts in a shot, and just Vitality are caught with 2 people in the net.
Bumped off that kickoff as well. Puts Fairy Peak on the one-on-one, and he will just deny that corner boost from Yo. Help a little bit late. And that will be a clear for Yo. Ajax, best spawn timing of that boost ever. Wishes he had a second chance at that. Gives it to his teammate, though, down the middle, and K-Dop punched into the midfield line. Needs help to get this one cleanly onto offense. Again, controlling those Yo corner boosts. And pressure being applied from K-Dop. And now Vitality, you know, they don't get to play comfortably with the lead, so you wonder if maybe that unlocks them a little bit here.
Right. And you see the... Oh!
K-Dop!
Wait.
I don't even know how this wound up in the back.
This K-Dop, hello? What, this just double touch, the maneuver of his car, I can't even comprehend that right now. That was just a fantastic shot. Getting a solid double touch using the post of the net, knowing it's not gonna go in, and that's a great response.
A wonderful response. Nice quick equalizer to get things back in, but now can Vitality get some more pressure going. Shot again right into the middle. Ajax making sure it was on target. Not able to deny that boost. Back pass will allow Vitality some time to get themselves set here in the midfield. Air dribble, flip reset from Ajax. He wants to, but he won't have a chance at it, so he'll just deny the boost and hope his teammates can keep the pressure up. Pass to the top of the box. First one there. Vitality gets it out to the side. Pressure still being applied by Yo. Bounce off the back wall. Nobody home, though. And Vitality pretty much uncontested clear here.
But Yo still looking promising. We saw the potential from Ajax in the flip reset. We know the mechanical skill he has. And this is a close match.
Close match for sure. Yo would love to take a game, let alone the series. Great challenge. Into the middle and just taken off the nose of Yo. So close to finding that shot on target. Austin in charge of finding a clear off his back wall. Fairy Peak is going to have to try and play some damage control. Scrub Killer just got demoed in the midfield. Bounce off the corner. Still trying to get that ball into the middle and really put some pressure on Vitality. Punch back the other way. High kick. And Roldiz needs help. And Yo, they are throwing themselves at the ball just like you wanted, Turtle, but problem is it feels like it's, you know, you're chasing down the ball to always make sure you get to it first, and that usually leaves you in a place where nobody's able to really go get it.
And just clearing it directly to the enemy team. You want to keep possession. Like you said, might not be the best strategy, but they're keeping it very close, 1-1. They're so hungry for this goal right now.
Ajax, tough challenge ahead. Got it through one-on-one for Austin, trying to slam it past Fairy Peak. And a well-challenged ball gets it in to the midfield line. He'll command the ball the last 10 or so seconds. Wants a pass into the middle. Austin, quick to it. Pass to mid. Last opportunity going to belong to Vitality. Into the corner, and they will not let it go for overtime. Yo will punch it into the ground. So, big opportunity here for Yo. They get a reset after that equalizer was found at about 2 minutes. So what can they do with a clean slate here in overtime?
Trying to catch Vitality off guard right now. Both teams playing a little bit safe, not too over-aggressive, but just trying to get some kind of a pass in to create an opportunity.
Ajax gonna have to chase that clear down. Scrub Killer actually got that midfield boost as well. It means Yo's gonna be short on resources. Roldiz is gonna have to track down this clear. Pass into the middle. Scrub Killer the first to it. Austin again, definitely in command. They are certainly trying to get that Roldiz Ajax duo going on offense, and Austin as needed. And to his credit, he's done fairly well out as the third man role for Yo. Up the side, Fairy Peak acquiring help from Scrub Killer. Denied by Roldiz, but demoed for his efforts. Austin gonna wait for Ajax to go through and support. Well timed and just missing that second touch. If he got it, could have relieved a lot of pressure, but here comes Vitality. Tough play off the backboard. They can't get that second touch. Fairy Peak needs a second opportunity to get it home. Passed off the back wall, nobody there, and K-Dop trying to win a challenge, can't do it. Ajax breaks out, not able to find the pass, and we will reset here.
And it just seems like Yo are trying to keep the ball so grounded, and even Vitality right there, we saw Scrub Killer going for these really grounded solo plays. Too scared to hit it in the air and try and lose possession. Honestly, just a safer bet to keep it low, keep possession. But right now, it just makes such a long overtime, honestly.
Oh, Fairy Peak so close to coming away with that ball off that challenge. Free ball for Yo as it's cleared away from Vitality's half. Second touch, backboard, it's dangerous. Chance for Austin, he can't get it into the right-hand side. Goes right down the gut again, making sure to get it on target. But that level of precision is not enough to beat Vitality. They gave them a small window and they couldn't capitalize.
Vitality kind of bunched up here on defense, so close to each other, not spreading out, using the entire pitch. And it's showing. We saw some great shots from Yo get placed on net, scrambling to find a save, but it wasn't fast enough.
Scrub killer. Back wall. Ajax not able to find a touch. Austin in control out of the corner. Rolled is now charged with finding clear. K-Dot passes for Scrub, and that will be stopped just outside the inner box. Shot down the middle. Fairy Peak in time. Has to actually not give up the corner boost. Thought Yo was going to go and steal it, but Fairy Peak got away with one there. Rolled his pass to the top of the box, denied by Scrub Killer, and Austin waiting his turn will be blown up, and Rolled is going to have to buy some precious seconds here for Yo.
So many shots from Yo coming out, just trying to get a quick one in. It almost seems like a clear shot, hoping that somehow the third man rotating in for Vitality won't be there, and just putting on these early shots here for Yo.
Ajax so close to finding the back of the net there. K-Dot actually had a small gap down the midfield. Can he catch the double tap? It is off the bar, and Ajax will be able to get away safely.
And that was the best opportunity we've seen for Vitality pretty much this entire overtime.
He's got a second chance. Not even on target, but Austin hands him the ball, has to make a second touch right there. Was another Vitality player. Fairy Peak trying to keep the drive going. Rolled is wisely takes his time here. Just dodges a demo, forces the ball into the corner. Wonderful execution from Rolled is on no boost. But here comes Vitality.
And speaking of no boost, we saw Austin and I think that was Rolled is both with 0 boost. Just getting starved from Vitality. Not much you can do, but they're managing to get these last second goal line saves, and it's still a relatively close game with both teams putting in some shots, trying to force something.
And Vitality constantly threatening demos as Fairy Peak picks one up on Austin. Ajax out into the middle, but Roldiz has to wait his turn because, again, his teammate just got demoed. He can't risk that. Tough bounce, and Roldiz finds a pinch off the post. And out to safety, they continue to hang on. Free ball given away by K-Dop. Scrub Killer finds the demo for it, though, however.
Oh, that's Roldiz alone.
K-Dop, top of the net, and off the bar. Roldiz finds another save.
Testing the patience of Vitality, making save after save. Vitality just trying to force something in.
Nice cut from Ajax out to the sidewall, trying to find a small gap. Wants a second touch. It's out to Austin. Back wall pass. Just out of reach of Roldiz. Scrub Killer the first to it. Stop that tough push. Ajax can't find the pass in the middle. Double commit one-on-one, but K-Dop doesn't have any boost to trap the ball and go into it. Has to fire the quick shot, and now it's Yo who get off the hook.
And somehow, some way, that ball did not end up going to the net. We saw Roldiz, the last man back, oftentimes getting these goal line saves. Vitality are just trying to put something in, but they can't seem to get past this defense.
Ajax was looking for Austin up the back wall, and Roldiz tasked with keeping the ball away from Scrub Killer, and even still he got a piece of it to push it out into the opposite Yo corner. Hard off the backboard, free clear for Ajax. Austin trying to continue the push. Roldiz upfield.
So much on the line here for Vitality.
Great
keeping
steal.
Their reputation and just everything right now. Getting an unfortunate loss to Mouse, and just trying to prove that they are the dominant team here.
Well, they've struggled to do that in this particular game, as finally Ajax has a wide open net, and they will indeed equalize the series.
This is just such a grounded play and grounded team so far. Nothing is in the air almost. It seems like it's just big clears, and everybody else is just trying to keep it low and to themselves. And it's 1-1 in the series right now.
And some space continued to being given from Vitality, not able to pull off those phenomenal setup plays that they were able to accomplish. And here's that overtime goal, nearly 6 minutes in. They finally can't scramble back. Vitality were in a couple of spots like that, but they were always able to pull one out. And now they go into the swing game. It's game number 3, and if Yo come away with this, everyone again.
Yeah, that's...
So you had pressure coming into the series if you're Vitality. You lose game number 3, you're thinking, ah, boy. Here we go.
It's a little bit scary, but I mean, I don't know, man.
Is it that terrifying? Because you've kind of been in a similar scenario. You know, when you were Dignitas, you guys were 7-0 coming out of the rival series.
Yeah.
You've been put in a couple of those spots.
I mean, it's one thing to just drop a game to a pickup squad with potential, like we've seen right now, but it's the other whenever everybody's telling Vitality they are literally miles ahead of everybody else. And then they come to DreamHack and just get it unfortunate. But it really doesn't seem like that big of a deal. I think they're going to recover from it, honestly. We've seen Cloud9 do it so much, especially in Worlds previously,
Yes.
just taking an absolute rampage of a lower bracket run. You know, if they could just learn here to lose and, you know, take this loss lightly and then come back against this team, be great.
And that was our big question as well going into game number 2. How much pressure does Vitality continue to put? Still felt fairly lax compared to what we've seen on the RLCS stage. So, like you said, take the loss lightly, come out here, and look to destroy them in this game number 3.
Just utilize the backboard more, try and go for these, you know, ceiling passes and shots that we've seen from Vitality, and just get more involved. This ball is just constantly low to the ground. Needs to break out.
Austin in charge on the midfield. Help from Ajax, pops it into the corner and lifted out past the midfield line. And Vitality, really what made them so dominant was their ability to always have that quality setup man. Someone was always able to make a huge individual play to get it out past that midfield line, maybe make an air dribble, punch it off the wall, and they have just not been able to find any of that here versus Yo. As Ajax wins the ball and forces Scrub Killer to bomb one away off his back wall.
The expectation factor, honestly, comes into a huge play here for Vitality, because it seems like they might have been coming in here with a little bit more confidence, just saying, let's keep the ball to ourselves, but they're probably getting surprised by the skill that they've seen and put on display from Yo.
And also, it can be a little bit jarring, because Yo, absolutely, we talked about it in that game number 2, they absolutely are just throwing themselves at the ball every opportunity they can. It's an approach that we have seen before at Worlds. You saw it a lot from OCE teams when they first started playing in the RLCS. They would challenge literally every ball, it felt like, and they would come out on top more often than not. And now Roll Diz, chance to dribble, gets through 1, has to get through 2, but too well played from Fairy Peak, driving that ball out past his nose. And top of the box, pressure being applied. Chance for Austin, top of the net, and he puts it too high. Juicy opportunity and wasted.
You gotta put that one in the back of the net. Was such a great opportunity, especially against Vitality. If you're trying to get this upset, you cannot be inconsistent with those shots. With the great demo coming in on Scrub Killer, that was everything for them.
Well, Scrub Killer and K-Dot figuring out how to approach this midfield defense. Now Fairy Peak takes a chance at it. Out into the corner, waiting patiently as Scrub. He'll just apply the pressure and try and box this one into the corner. Again, commanding so much of those boosts. I feel like I've said that so many times, but it hasn't ever come back to haunt Yo. They've always found a way with such limited resources to find great clears, and they keep that one out as well. K-Dop. I mean, that's about as picture-perfect a shot as you can ask for, and even that gets turned away.
It's the goalkeeping from Yo, managing to, even without boost, get all of these saves and keep the game such a close score.
Scrub Killer not quite able to push that one cleanly through Roll Diz, but still pressure mounting for Vitality as they really stop Yo from putting shots on net here in this game 3. Austin gets the ball taken off his nose. Scrub Killer fairly uncontested here in the midfield. Finally has command over 1. Wants to go through with the defense. And Ajax able to rotate just enough to get that ball to pop high. And they will deny Scrub Killer again another fantastic setup or scoring opportunity. Austin through 1 in the midfield line, but no boost to help him on the push onto the offense. And the demo as well. Again, K-Dop also been pulling that out a fair amount as they rotate back onto defense. Always able to pick out the supporting player, and Fairy Peak blasts a wonderful goal in this kickoff game 3.
And this is what we've been waiting for. Fairy Peak utilizing the ceiling, just doing what he does best and getting us that was exactly what they want to start building some momentum for Vitality and just start exploding with this mechanical skill and potential that they have on this lineup.
And they get to play from ahead now as compared to game number 2. See if they keep up this level of aggression, Yo have been fairly limited. They find another chance, and that one's into the top of the net just after the kickoff. Took them about, what, 14 seconds, and we're tied up.
The instant response from Yo after a ceiling shot like that with just a great passing play from Ajax coming in, not putting it on the net. Vitality probably thought that one was going in, and they utilized everybody on the pitch and put one in.
Oh, another chance off the kickoff, but Rolde's got a piece taken out of him on the cheat up. Tries to go behind Scrubkilla, and masterful goal line stand from him. Not letting that ball kick out to the side anywhere dangerous. And now it's an awkward play for Yo to make, and they still get it to safety into the corner and find a long clear.
And I've just been so impressed with how Yo performs on the backfield and with beating Vitality in the air to a lot of these opportunities. Vitality's getting some solid passes across the pitch, but Yo, like they're just so fast in the air and just completely cutting off every single pass.
But they do catch Roldes in a one-on-one, and Austin returns the favor that Vitality has been dishing out to them so often. Scrubkilla can't quite beat Ajax to that ball, and the final 30 begin to count down as we look ahead to another overtime. K-Dop can't find the clear around Roldes. Pass to the middle for Ajax. Popped high. Can he get some help from someone? There it is. It's Austin towards the right side, and that will be kicked into safety by Fairy Peak in the final 10. Again, Vitality threatening late in the game. Pass to the top of the box. Well defended from Ajax. They can't quite get it clear, though, and Yo will have to stop this attempt from Scrubkilla. Wanted the flip reset out into the corner, and this one is looking at overtime.
It's still up. It's possible.
Oh, but they bumped him off. So, dinner ends, and on to dessert.
I mean, maybe that was the best thing. It didn't look like Scrub had too much boost. But again, Yo just seem like they're faster right now. This could be the start of a huge upset.
The reset Roldes. You said it. You said this could be the start of a huge upset. Well, you got it.
Oh my goodness, Roldes coming out again. What was that shot? That was perfect. Exactly what they needed right off a kickoff. They're in the lead now, 2-1 in the series.
And all the pressure. We said it right at the end of game number 2. I mean, you lose game number 3 as Vitality, and here's where you got to buckle down.
Oh,
but look at this one.
I wanted to see it again. The flip reset.
To the back post.
It was such a hard, difficult angle to get the actual reset because he had to spin his car to the side of it.
That way.
Right, exactly. So it was just, the mechanical skill right there was phenomenal. And it seems like Yo are running away with this game right now against Vitality.
And Fairy Peak, that's a look of a man who has been to so many grand finals and does not want to have 2 straight losses, 1 to Mouse, 1 to Yo. It would be a rough go for Vitality. And here's the interesting thing, because you see Yo right there, it's the tense laughter. It's like, we just won that, great. It's like, we might beat them, but now you feel it's kind of also a lot of pressure on Yo because you've got them there. You finally put them on the ropes.
If there's a perfect time for Vitality to get themselves back into this game, it's right now because Yo have so much confidence right now going in. So the pressure has completely switched because now everybody's wanting to see an upset.
Is this where the experience really comes into play?
Exactly. And honestly, this could, who knows, maybe these guys are just completely gifted LAN players, especially with the synergy we've seen from Yo.
Well, they've got through 10 minutes with victorious results. Can they find another 5 here? And so Vitality looking to find some of that characteristic offensive firepower that they were able to generate in the regular season against some of the top teams in the world. Well, they've been held to 1 goal every single game so far.
And this match is everything for Vitality. 1 loss here, and they're going to be going home with probably the biggest upset of the entire tournament. This is huge. We've seen Scrubkilla just now going for a demo here. This could be a potential spoiler to how he's going to try and play and throw Yo off their game.
Oh, delayed touch from Fairy Peak. He was trying to pull out the defense from Ajax and beautifully executed.
Whew. Just not flipping right away. We saw him take his time getting in the air. This could be the start now, hopefully, for what seems to be Vitality getting back in their old roots.
That was a tough play to have to make for Ajax, but a chance off the kickoff again. It's Fairy Peak, and Roldes is just able to sneak that one out to safety. But pressure continuing to build for Vitality here as they circle at the top of the box. Nice fake from Fairy Peak through 1, through 2, and it will be own gold, I believe, by Yo. But either way, Fairy Peak, masterful dribble here from the top of the box.
Fairy Peak taking the game into his own hands with the one fake, beautiful flip, and then getting the bump on the last man rotating in. He is trying to take this game into his own hands. We saw him get the mechanical flip, ceiling reset shot from last game.
Another
and again, the pressure. K-Dop coming in again. Now it's not Fairy Peak. We see K-Dop get involved off of the great challenge from Scrub Killer.
Yeah, Ajax gave it up. Didn't feel comfortable trying to chase it down off that hard bounce. Decided to take his chances in the net. And you know, you give K-Dop space to shoot like that, you're absolutely asking for it.
Right.
And he put it in. So, Vitality, well, welcome back to life. It's good to see you.
We missed you. It's been a while, but they're back, and it seems like they're finally stringing together some things. Yo, on the other hand, confidence is draining.
Yes, that is the real... That's the real drain, you know. You get him into a position where you think, great, we have 2 chances to take him down, and then you're down 0-3 in the first minute of play. And really, your only approach is, all right, let's at least get 1 on the board. You got to start somewhere here in Game 4. But can you do that? Because Vitality, you know, all bets are off for them now. It's gloves off. Austin up the side, no boost to work with. Needs help. Out to roll Diz, soft touch, wants a block, and thankfully that was a brilliant play from Scrubkill to kick that out to the side. It was going to be dangerous if they let him try and take that challenge on the goal line.
And Yo need to just stay with that defensive rotation they had before and get these incredible saves. Seems like they just kept getting goal line after goal line save. Now they're down 3-0. Huge mountain to climb. Cannot be on defense for too long for the rest of this match.
And a couple of great opportunities there, but again, that shot accuracy, it's right into the middle of the net. Vitality always able to make it back to that double tap chance. Ajax asks for help, pass into the right-hand side, and Roldiz will indeed turn in at least 1.
And that's the way to do it, is utilizing that backboard, beat Vitality to the ball. What a pass from Ajax, involving Roldiz here, coming in with just the easy rotational shot. And Yo are trying to get back into this.
That's a pretty decent time to do it. You know, you've given yourself 2.5 minutes, half the game to find 2 goals, more than likely. Fairy Peak having a couple of beautiful 1v1 efforts in the front of the Yo net, and he dishes one off to Scrub.
But it's another kickoff goal. We've seen it again before with the Scrub Killer kickoff before with Vitality. This is the second kickoff goal, and Yo right now are just constantly getting, you know, destroyed off of that kickoff and losing possession.
We'll see if they can figure it out here. Austin trying to cheat up. It's going to be late because he had to go grab that corner boost and back off a little bit. So again, Vitality able to at least generate some early pressure, but they might have reached a little too far. Scrubkilla, clean beat, leaves Fairy Peak and K-Dop in the net. Austin trying to win the ball. But actually that bounce really playing havoc with Ajax Reed. That is more than enough time for Vitality to get set. And I really do think that last goal off that kickoff, that's the one that really takes it out of you. It takes that comeback fight right out.
It's so draining, especially after you get into the ball or get into the goal. An instant kickoff, but this is a chance here for Ajax. And this is just chaotic defensive play.
Well, I said it might kill it a little bit, but it only took them, you know, about 30 seconds to find the back of the net, put themselves in a similar situation. So not all doom and gloom here for Yo. And well done to keep that rotation up in such a tight area of the pitch and punch one into the back of the net and give themselves plenty of time here to maybe find something miraculous.
You're right, not getting demoralized as well off of these kickoff goals. But Vitality are still bringing it to him.
Kick into the side. Ajax again, no boost, just going for that challenge. Just putting pressure on Vitality, forcing them to jump. And Roldiz will control the midfield boost. Slides one around K-Dop. Austin, awkward challenge angle, still gets it past one. Time very much a factor. Set up for Scrub Killer. Roldiz forced to punch that off his own corner. Double commit though, pulled out Austin, and that means Vitality has extra time, but a miss. Means now Yo is balanced out. And a nice long clear here, so a minute left to find 2. Tall order, but definitely capable. have seemed to be Yo throughout this series.
And patient play from Vitality. They just want to extend this game for as long as possible. They got a 2-goal lead. Don't want to do anything crazy right now. But Austin trying to get a nice double touch and force something.
Austin's so close. He's been in a couple of tough shooting spots in this series. It'd be a huge one to find a big goal here and give themselves a chance in game 4 and try and avoid that final 5 minutes, but that will do it. Scrub Killa has a one-on-one in the net. Just not able to find that powerful clear from Ajax, and nobody went back. And an easy shot for him.
And that's going to secure the victory in my eyes. Vitality bouncing back from this somewhat of a upset of a series. Yo putting on pressure, man, to beat Vitality. It's just the speed that I've been impressed with so much from Yo beating Vitality to the ball. But we've seen a lot of fakes and just patient play from especially Fairy Peak, going for a lot of fakes and dribbling, and then also just delaying his hits. So it seems as if they acknowledge that Yo are just trying to outpace them, and they're saying, okay, you know what, you want to outpace me, I'm just going to control the ball and go for some fakes.
Well, in agreement with you am I on that one. And so Vitality, they will absolutely light up the scoreboard in game number 4. A convincing 5-2 victory, and they will give themselves a chance at game number 5. And well done to bounce back from, the brink, really.
Right.
And that is one locked-in team, and both of them now.
And it doesn't even seem like Vitality are truly sweating too much in terms of being worried about this. Let's take another look at this replay here. Look at the fakes coming out, and just the patience from Fairy Peak. He's realizing that they're just trying to rush the ball and throw themselves at it, and he's just taking it slow.
And Fairy Peak has been one of the strongest 1v1 players ever. And of course, that was that hard bounce that really kind of gave you the sense that, all right, game number 4 might be a wash.
Yep.
Because it was such a huge goal from Kadoff so early on.
And 2 kickoff goals pretty much back to back. It's one of those things that you want to see Yo, who it's very easy to adjust your kickoff mid-game as a team. Just say, okay, you know what, we're giving up too many kickoff goals. Let's try and switch something out. So we might see a fake here coming out from Yo if they acknowledge that. Otherwise, they're just going to keep going with the same thing. But they really got to switch that up, because that was definitely an advantage that Vitality was abusing.
Yes, and that hardest part is going to be how do you command that kickoff, because in my philosophy, but this is probably because I'm not as good as you, as long as you don't lose kickoff and it goes fairly neutral, you'll take that. And at that point, it becomes a battle of resources. Do you win those midfield boosts? Who gets the advantage first? So
Exactly, and we'll see here what kind of kickoff strategies both teams try to utilize. See if we can get another win here for Vitality. It seems like they have possession again, offensive, and they have another chance here. Everything based off this kickoff really going well for them.
Yeah, Scrub Killa, I feel, tried to do just a little bit too much there, though. He's trying to push with no boost up that side wall, and unfortunately took a shot away, but they get a second opportunity at it. Bounces around the corner a few times. Yo can't handle it because there's just not enough resources to go around.
And this is why kickoffs are so important, because it's who initially gets that starting pressure. And Vitality came out swinging this game with the instant pressure and then winning every single challenge and putting one in the back of the net.
Well, Yo gets a bit of a handle, but again, they lose that side boost and force Austin to just clear that ball up the field, and they won't be able to hang on to it. Back the other way is Fairy Peak, and stopped by Roldays in front of the net. Demo as well by Fairy Peak. Means the defense a little bit limited here for Yo as they try and figure out how to approach this one. Pulls out all 3 of them, actually. And still, absolutely not as much physical play as you would expect from perhaps Vitality, but they have definitely won the physical play. Oh, but who cares about that? Ajax puts in a banger.
The angle that this was bouncing down to, Ajax read it perfectly. That is one heck of a shot and a way to get back into this match and try and get this upset that so many people are hoping for.
Those are the goals that get the blood pumping for one team, and Yo is going to be feeling good going into this one.
And the confidence boost after making a shot like that, this is something that Vitality are not just going to run away with. They are going to have to fight till the end.
Bounced into the middle, Austin applying pressure. Double commit from Vitality, popped out towards the midfield line, and Ajax to delay, passes off his own back wall, gets a second touch for good measure, just to make sure there's no incoming Vitality player. And Ajax, we've seen him air dribble a couple times, gets a pop around one, help from Yo, continuing back wall for Roll Diz. Couldn't sneak it in between the posts. More dribbles and 1v1 Scrub Killer perfectly
Look
timed.
at these fakes again. Just both teams coming out with just their weapons right now. The fake from Scrub Killer, it's worked so much in the past few matches. Utilizes it again and pops off, putting Vitality up by a goal.
So very well done.
And they're falling for it every time. Yo keeps falling for these fakes and these patient play.
Absolutely.
And it's the perfect time to do it. Whenever Yo has so much confidence and so much, I guess, morale going into the match, whenever you go for a fake, it's so much easier to get it because they're just going to be like, I'm going to hit this anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I absolutely do. And Vitality have done a great job exploiting it ever since game number 4. And they continue to bring it out, but again, they had a small window. They just can't get inside those posts for Yo. Pass across to Roll Diz, sniffed out by K-Dop. Popped up high into the Vitality corner, and a welcome clear as they continue to tick time off the clock. Midfield, Austin past K-Dop, slow roller, and just able to get around it, blasted off the back wall, but late is Yo, and Austin damage control mode in his own corner. Expecting to have to make a challenge, has to make a couple of interesting adjustments to hang with the ball. Regrettably, that's that lack of vision maybe. You maybe rush a play and end up giving away the ball. Demo in the net and into the left-hand side. And Vitality put in a big insurance goal.
And Scrub Killer, the main person who I've seen this entire series try and change it up and go for a demo, putting into work the 1v1 skills that he's so known for. And that's going to be a great gap of goals for Vitality.
Ajax can't get possession on the kickoff. Austin still can't get it for Fairy Peak. Roll Diz asking for help. Ajax has to wait. And Fairy Peak, solid touch off the side wall out into the middle. Scrub Killer, high tip. Ajax already up there for it. Cleared long, beautiful trap and great steal from Roll Diz into the right-hand side, and they give themselves a chance. They've got 2 minutes on the clock, and Roll Diz delivers a big one.
What a challenge here against K-Dop. Ajax just stays behind the ball, still floating, and Roll Diz with the confidence, and his teammate comes behind, takes control of the ball. That is absolute confidence and a great reaction to put them back into this game. 1 goal lead only for Vitality, and Yo are just constantly responding to these goals.
They will not go quietly for sure, Yo. Touch all the way down into the Yo corner. Roll Diz has to make an awkward hit. Well read by Fairy Peak right on top of it. Pass off the backboard. There's K-Dop for it. The missed read is gonna hurt.
You hate to see it. You cannot be making these mistakes here this late in the game, especially if you want to beat a team like Vitality. K-Dop going up, knowing that Austin's gonna miss. And that's gotta hurt.
That cuts deep, no doubt. So Yo need a quick one and plenty of time. As Vitality has been fairly stingy all series long. Yo never able to score more than 2 goals in a game. And that might repeat as K-Dop almost slides one out through the middle of the field and get another one on the board for them.
Right, and we haven't seen another fake yet since the previous one this game. Curious if one of these Vitality players is going to utilize that again. We'll see here. We've got a minute left. Yo need to put the pressure on and try and hit one of these incredible shots that we've seen all throughout the series.
Ajax couldn't quite reach that. And here's really where that long clear and the speed comes into the follow-up, and Vitality absolutely holds the edge in that regard, I would say. Roll Diz into the middle. Austin just can't quite beat Scrub Killer. To the side. Denied by Fairy Peak. Touch from Roll Diz actually comes up empty, and covering up is Ajax, but pressure applied and time ticking. Yo, they gave it one heck of a go. And it was absolutely a far more entertaining series than you might expect.
What an incredible series from Yo. And Vitality, honestly, I think the name of the game for them has been switching, because they haven't been able to really beat Yo to the ball too much. It's been about how they change their play style and adapt to this Yo squad.
And it really was tightening up some of those screws that were a little bit loose in games 1 and 2, you feel, allowing a little too much space. And after that, it became the challenge game. And Vitality were just able to edge them out, but Yo, you put up a great fight, even denied this second goal. But Vitality will indeed find victory here against Yo, and they got their Echo Zulu game out of the way on day one.
I gotta give credit to Vitality coming in, but Yo, wow, that was just
Hold your head high.
So unexpected. Great performance from all three of them. And that goal from Ajax before, I still can't get over it.
It was a beautiful shot from Ajax to get the blood pumping in Game 5, but those demos from Scrub Killa, the precision from K-Dop, there were chances for Yo in that game. So many were just off the post. That's one of the few that snuck its way in between. But you said it right at the start, you know, you get a chance to play against world-class teams when you're in the position that Yo is in. And you're excited,
it's just
and
a
you
great
give it your all.
experience.
It's a wonderful experience, and they can absolutely be satisfied with that performance against Vitality. So well done to you guys, Vitality. A quality win for you. K-Dop, Fairy Peak, Scrub Killa, you've absolutely earned
And the experience gained for Yo is unparalleled to anything else they could have imagined. You know, obviously getting a win here would have been just crazy.
It would. That's the highlight of the tournament. Doesn't even matter if they make it to day 2.
Right.
They go back home, they're like, yeah, we beat Vitality. But unfortunately, it was not the case. And when we come back, the DreamHack Pro Circuit will continue here in Dallas. We'll see you here in a couple minutes.
Welcome back here once more to the DreamHack Pro Circuit, coming to you live here from Dallas, where we just had Yo taking on Renault Vitality, and it was a bit of a spicy one. I am Wade Dreadnought Penfold, and I'll be your host throughout the weekend, here with Gibbs and Corelli. And guys, went all the way to game number 5, the first unanimous vote at the desk, and it was debatably one of the most competitive matches we saw today.
That was insane. We had a 6-minute overtime in there as well, so either one of these teams could have won it. Yo made a lot of fans today, that is for sure. Like, obviously, there's fans for Roldiz, but Ajax as well. Some huge shots from him.
Yeah, I mean, really, the entire team looked actually pretty good from Yo, and obviously taking Vitality to a Game 5 means a lot here. And there's some serious concerns about Vitality in this series. They were being beat to the ball quite a bit from Yo, and maybe they just weren't expecting it because, you know, you don't really know what you're going to get from a pickup team from North America. But Yo really took it to them, and eventually their inconsistency is what led to their loss.
Yeah, it feels like often when you guys are discussing Renault Vitality, if you were to highlight any maybe, kind of chink in the armor that you can expose here, it feels like more often than not that goes to something like the double commits that we can get at times here from this roster. But you're now highlighting the speed at which they get to the ball, which is often seems like a complimentary moment for this roster. Why is that coming to light here today?
I'm not sure. It just seems like an off day for Vitality, but the best teams in the world, that they can have off days and still make it, So now they advance to day 2. It's a clean slate. They play Energy tomorrow. They have to fix those issues. But for the first 20 minutes, they scored 2 goals. And Vitality, not a lot of team plays, a lot of solo plays. We saw some from Fairy Peak. We saw some from Scrub. Seems like they're not looking for one another so far.
And speaking of solo plays, we saw quite a few huge solo plays coming out from Yo, and that just goes to show when you beat the other team to the ball, you open up that space behind them to pull off plays like Roll Diz, like Ajax double tap. Those are the types of plays that open up when you can beat another team to the ball.
Yeah, I feel like anybody who witnessed that last series, Ajax double tap is one that is going to be burned into your brain. But here we're going to take a glance at a couple others as well.
It was just an incredibly close series this entire time through. Vitality, the only passes I really saw from them were just when you attack the corner and then the ball kind of comes out. Scrub made some key 1v1 plays throughout the series as well, but Fairy Peak, look how quick of a ceiling shot that is. So quick, that is not defendable at all. But once again, solo play there from Vitality. So we saw some from like Roll Diz, though, that pass over to Ajax for a double tap. We could have easily also had Roll Diz, his flip reset goal to win in overtime. So a lot of big plays.
Yeah, again, a lot of solo plays coming out. So and no surprise to see Yo have success when they're able to pull it off. But again, Vitality in 5 take it out.
And here up with us at the desk, it is the one, the only, the Scrub Killer himself, man. I gotta go ahead and ask here, talking about some of the pacing we heard up here, Corelli highlighting even, at times struggling to get to the ball. Is there anything that feels a little bit off from you guys? Why was that so tense of a series?
Yeah, well, I'll say we didn't play 100% today, I don't think. So, I mean, a lot of the first 3 games against them, it was more like a ping-pong match.
Okay.
We were just hitting it back and forward. We didn't really do any team plays. So, the end of game 3, I always just like to my team, okay, let's just pass, let's play like we normally do, play aggressive, and we got the win.
And are you often to come in and kind of help with that overarching team play, especially with somebody, as veteran as that of K-Dot?
Well, it just depends. Maybe it might be fair, maybe it might be me, someone just has to make the call. But I just thought, I just can't lose in day 1, so I was just like, okay, just play aggressive, teamwork, and that's it.
It worked.
Yeah.
So day 1 didn't go as planned, but you still make it to day 2. Mm-hmm. Do you guys kind of boot camp now tonight to try and figure out those issues, or do you take a break? Like, how do you address or challenge for day 2?
Maybe we might go over some VODs, but I think it's just going to be have a good rest and just tomorrow really come with our A game, because today I don't think we're quite prepared enough. So yeah.
And do you feel like that loss to Mouse affected your gameplay here against Yo, or were you guys kind of able to shake that off and then go into this match with a clean head?
Well, I think against Mouse played really, really good. So I was just thinking, okay, well,
it's their day.
Yeah, it's their day. So against this team, it just didn't go good the first 3 games. It was a bit of a disaster, to be honest. So, but we managed to reform and win the last 2. So, yeah.
What are you going to do on the back end of today, maybe, to go back and make sure that tomorrow is that 100% of Renault Vitality?
Just get a good rest, just focus, eat well, just all the normal stuff. I mean, the way I try and approach games, try and play well, I don't want to overthink it. Mm-hmm. I just want to go into it, just play my best, but I don't like to just overthink it, just stay chill before it, and then when it goes to it.
Yeah, maybe make it bigger, something bigger than what it actually is.
Right.
I like that mentality there, Scrub Kill. And probably part of the reason he is one of the, it feels like, outlier mechanical players here, not only at DreamHack Dallas, but also within the RLCS. We are going to go to a commercial break, but when we come back, we get our second glance here at EG.